Look, people, I'm not educated on all this military stuff, and I don't know how they decide who goes to what fort, whether it's Fort Hood or whatever. But I'm just trying to figure, like, I don't believe in coincidences. Maybe it is just a coincidence. But through a little bit of digging, I found out that not only are the suspects in the two latest incidents, the one in Vegas and the one in New Orleans, both served time, both served at, was at Fort Bragg at some point. I'm assuming they say they had some kind of training there. But did not also Timothy McVeigh receive some kind of training at Fort Bragg? And if you're not familiar with who Timothy McVeigh is, just Google his name, Timothy McVeigh, in Oklahoma City. I believe it happened back in 1995, where there are a lot of people unalive, like 100 and some people were unalive due to him uh, detonating some explosives or whatever. But I don't believe in coincidences, and I don't know a lot about the situation, but it just seems strange that all had received some kind of training from that particular fort, Fort Bragg. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe they're already looking into it. Another thing too is they were trying to say that his DNA, the guy, the guy that did the, I guess the Las Vegas job or whatever. I think his name was Matthew Livelsberger. They were trying to say that allegedly that his DNA did not match his son's DNA. So I'm not for sure if they tested his son's DNA and compared it to his DNA or the DNA to the body that was, or the remaining parts of the body that was in the Cybertruck, and it didn't match. Not really for sure what they're doing there, but I don't know if they're going to try to say that the reason he did it was because he found out it wasn't his, the son wasn't his, or I don't know why. Maybe they were actually legitimately trying to, find out if it was actually Matthew Livelsberger. There's also some things out about his wife or ex-wife, whatever, how she was anti-Trump, and a lot of posts she put up on social media, anti-Trump. Uh, she was like pro-alphabet community and things like that. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but when these things happen, they're gonna they're gonna look at the particular suspect's past and everyone that he was associated with. But someone knows something, as they do in all these situations. If you can think about every disaster that has happened in the history of the United States, someone, I believe, had not, and for most of them, had prior knowledge of it happening, and didn't do anything about it. Either they just didn't believe it was going to happen, or maybe they were maybe they were hoping it happened. Maybe they were, I don't know. Maybe they were involved in some kind of way with it happening. But what do you all think about that? Like, are all these just coincidences? I don't know. I looked at the video of the guy in New Orleans, and I don't want to butcher his name, but I don't know. Something about that video seems strange to me. Matter of fact, let me look up his name right now. I don't want to butcher this guy's name. I mean, after what he did, it probably shouldn't matter at this point, but if you butcher his name or not, but let's see. Let me find this guy's name just to make sure I'm pronouncing it the way it should be pronounced. Shamsuddin Jabbar. Yeah, that's his name. Shamsuddin Jabbar. 42 years old. Former Army Signal Corps sergeant. Yeah, something doesn't sit right with this situation to me. And the bad part about it is first of all, that's bad enough. The fact that these two guys did or allegedly did what they've done. You know, uh, Matthew Livelsberger and uh, Shamsuddin Jabbar. But you know what could possibly even be just as worse, or maybe even worse, is the fact that we don't know if we can trust the people who are supposed to be investigating, the people who are supposed to be preventing things like this from happening, uh, the three-letter agencies. We don't know if we can trust them to do what they're supposed to do. That's the problem right now. It's like no one trusts Big Brother anymore. That is a problem. Because when things like this happen, we don't know who's telling the truth or who's lying. And that right there is the fault of your big brother. You know, the three-letter agencies, you know, elected officials, all of them. They put the American people in a situation to where we cannot really trust, or we don't really have faith in any of them. They had the lady, the FBI lady in New Orleans saying that it wasn't a certain type of attack. But do we really trust them? The current administration right now, they've proven what they can or can't do. Do you really trust them looking into this and making the right decisions on this and telling everyone the truth? Can you? And I know there's a different administration coming in, but can we really even trust them? Who's to say what they know, what they will try to hide? And this is what I would say. And I may do this in another video. I may talk about this in another video, but I don't know if we've seen the last of this stuff for 2025. Because the people who are in positions to have the knowledge or intelligence to see these things coming, they're not doing anything about it. Why is that? Anyway, that's just my thoughts on that for right now. I don't believe in coincidences. Uh, like I said, I'm not knowledgeable of how things in the military work, but just in life in general, I don't believe in coincidences. So, anyways, always remember, get ready, stay ready. God bless.